Hi, I want to show you a new tool that I've written, which is called GWCopyPro, and I call it the Swiss Army knife GUI for your GreaseWeazle. Why did I do that? So I think that it's currently the only tool that supports multiple GreaseWeazle devices at once. You can run repetitive image jobs. You can group repetitive jobs across several devices. This means if you have large collections and you have 4 GreaseWeazle devices, you can, for example, say, okay, I use all 4 of them to do one bigger job, and let's say archive a lot of floppy disks at the same time. It will number the floppy disks accordingly, and do that, and it will do that for each new set of floppy disk that you insert. Okay, and let's see what else. You can see on the GitHub page on how to build it. Yeah, which is not that important, only if you want to build it for yourself or extend it, right? Most importantly, you can download it here. Okay. And as you can see, I've tried to implement all of the parameters that GreaseWeazle offers currently in the current version, as gv.exe for Windows is basically being further developed. I will add those parameters as well. But let me show you the most important part, how you download it. Just search for GWCopyPro on GitHub, then click on download here, and just download the setup zip file. Unpack that and start the setup. The setup is signed. This means Windows will not make you any problems during the installation of GWCopyPro. It's open source. Do with it whatever you want, right? Play with it as long as you know how to use C# and .NET. You can extend it or do with it whatever you want. So there's a handbook. If you click here on English, you will see the handbook here, and it explains everything and every dialog and every function that is available in GWCopyPro. And if you want to browse the manual, you can go here to this icon and show the outline and browse through the manual or handbook. Okay, so I will not go with you through the install process because it's pretty standard. Let me open up GWCopyPro. Currently, at the time of this recording, I don't have multiple cameras, but I can assure you that I've connected multiple drives here using multiple GreaseWeazles, and let's see if they will show up or not. Maybe, oh no, the power is on. Ah, there, here they are. You see, auto detected. And the first nice thing that you can see here is that you can create a job for each and every GreaseWeazle and the drives that are connected to it. So what you see here is a GreaseWeazle device, not the drive itself, okay? If you click here on the devices button, you can see all the GreaseWeazles that have been found, including the serial number. What doesn't work so well currently is the type of firmware that's there, but I'm working on this to read it out as well and to show you the firmware version. Let's close this dialog. And yeah, the next nice thing here is you can blink the drive, because when you connect the GreaseWeazle, it might not be in the order of your drives or how you have stacked them or something. You click here, then it will blink the drive. I cannot show you that, but the status LED of the GreaseWeazle will blink for quite a time. And this way you can identify the drive itself, right? Within settings, there's not much to do. You can choose the path to GWCopyPro, which is the base for this program. Without it, it won't work, right? Best is if you have it within your path. How to do that? You can choose that to read. No, you can read that in the manual, okay, or in the handbook, and you can choose to change the language from English to German, which I will not do currently, okay? Then let's do a simple job. We create a new job here, and as you can see, it's COM4 here, and it's also COM4 here. Let's do a read job. I read a disk. In this case, I have 4 DOS disks for demonstration purposes here. And I will go to the desktop and create a new folder, GD demo. Okay. Open the folder and I give it an EMG suffix and I call it test. Save. And I want to read here an IBM 1.4 max file, right? And here in the main settings, that's basically it, what I need to do, okay? So I can choose here explicitly the drive ID, which is A in this case. You don't have to do that if you don't want that, right? And what I can do now, I can save a preset and I can call it, for example, my DOS preset. This allows me to load it again and again and to perform the same. And we start the job. And as you can see, it's running really nicely, right? And as it goes through, we can see it visually in a nice way. How the progress is everything okay, right? You can see that very nicely here as well. And there's a log being written for each and every disk that you do. This is where you can see basically the errors and everything else that is happening. And whilst this is running, we can create a new job for another drive, right? Which is connected to another GreaseWeazle. We do a read job here as well. And we say EMG and we say test2. And we save that and we say again, it's an IBM 1.44 max image and we start the job. And look at that. It's starting to run. It is really not a problem. You can have any amount of GreaseWeazles connected that USB will support, right? And they will show up here as you connect them also during the things that you are doing here. Unfortunately, my laptop has not more USB ports and I'm sitting here in my external office. Okay, you heard it. This job is done. Let's view the log, right? And as you can see the type of the action that you have performed, reading, not writing, right? And you can see the device here. You can see a disk number, which is not used currently because it's a simple job. It's not repetitive. And let's go further here. You can see the output of the GreaseWeazle. And at the end, the summary, if everything was okay, and when the job was finished. That's really nice, I would say. Now, let's try a repetitive job after this one. As we can see here, this is the COM6 device or COM5. And I will do a new job here. with the COM4 device. And I will say, for example, that I want to do a repetitive job, right? This means I can use one drive at once. The other one is the group job that I mentioned before, where you can use all devices at once if you want, right? And let's choose an output folder, which is GWDemo on the desktop here. And now I can say, okay, how do I want to call how do I know better? How do I create a disk pattern now so that I know that each and every disk belongs to this set or whatever, right? So I say disk and I say box 1, and then I say, for example, the pattern that I want, the number pattern, right? It's, for example, if I have a number with 3 digits, let's say number, and then I say D3, right? And as you can see here, it will allow me to create 999 disks, right? Floppy disks. And then I say I want the date here, and this is why I put the date here. And I say .emg, right? And this will create basically a batch of files, right? And if you look at the standard settings in the main settings now, I can create here a read job. You don't have to fill in the image file here, just the disk format. We have again DOS, right? And we have a repetitive job. And again, you can save the preset, and I say my DOS preset rip OneDrive, and I save that, right? And now I can load it at any time I want. And let's start the job. I have forgotten to click the repetitive tick box here. And I start the job. And as you can see, it starts. Let's clear the jobs that have been done already. And now you will see, after copying the disk, it will ask me to put in the next disk, floppy disks, which is really cool. So I love that. And this way you can automate your jobs, right? But the nice thing is, if we say, for example, here we use COM4 here, we use COM4 here again. If we go here to new job, I want to show you also that you can create post actions here, right? This means after you have, for example, archived, let's say 100 disks, you want to put that together in an archive. Let's say zip it and then copy it to some other place. You can do that here. You can execute PowerShell scripts, executable files, or batch files. And if we go back to the repo, I can show you that in the source folder. I have made here some sample scripts that you can use, right? And where you can orient yourself on how to do that, basically. And read the documentation. Within the documentation, you will also learn how to put in specific placeholders when you call the script, right? Oh, now the first disk is ready. You see, disk 1 completed successfully, device GreaseWeazle COM4, and so on. And the next disk will be saved as disk box 1002, and so on, okay? Now I'll click that, just for the sake of demonstration, right? Good. Those are some basic functions demonstrated of GWCopyPro. And I hope you enjoyed it. Spread the word about it. Use it. Give me feedback on YouTube. Give me feedback on GitHub. And if you like, create some pull requests. Okay? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will be back soon.